pull out your dancing shoes. We about to get married. Sir, why are you killing your family off like this? Like, am I a fraud? So stupid. Sorry, y'all. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all having a great day. I just did my makeup. I did a get ready with me. I'm going to go grab some drinks, and I thought, why not film myself getting ready, doing a little girl chat. Lately, my exes have been popping up like left and right. So I decided that I would start a series as I get ready called Case of the Ex, and just share some stories with you all, because I've got some wild and crazy stories, because people are wild and crazy and they happen to find my wild and crazy ass. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and you guys have a great week. So for privacy reasons, and I'm sure they're still out here being frauds, we're gonna change their name and their location. So for this first person I'm going to talk about, let's name him Derek Yellow. And Derek Yellow is from Massachusetts. So I met Derek Yellow at an old job that I had. We were selling expensive merchandise, and I reached out to him once on LinkedIn to see if he would want to come in and shop with me, and he wasn't living in Massachusetts at the time. So I was like, okay, whatever. So he happened to be in Massachusetts one day, and I saw him at Starbucks, and I remember looking at him like, he looks really familiar. And he was looking at me, and I was like, oh yeah, that's where I knew him from. And so he came into the store, and he ended up shopping with the owner of the company. But then on his way out, he was like, hey, you've reached out to me before on LinkedIn. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I should have shopped with you. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, you didn't. So he left. We went on about our lives or whatever. And he would come in like all the time, but I was like never there. So my coworker at the time was like, you need to meet so-and-so, like he's really cool, he's a really cool person, I think you would like him. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. He is not cute, and he's a very, very, very small man, like small. And I was like, no, I'm good. And he's like, okay, whatever. So fast forward, maybe it's a couple of months or a couple of weeks, I don't know. He comes into the store, and we're all just like talking party that they had at his apartment. And he's like, do you want to hang out? And so we meet after work at this restaurant by my old place, and we talked for hours. And I like fell in love with this little man. Like, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to marry him. Like, he was a dream come true, right? And you know, so we went on a couple of dates, and I really told him how I'm looking to get married, and I want to make sure that I marry a man that has really strong foundation in Christ, you know. And so then all of a sudden I'm getting these Bible verses sent to my phone, YouTube videos sent to my phone about finding your partner who is deeply rooted in Christ, and he feels this way too. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm calling my mom like, girl, pull out your dancing shoes, we about to get married. The wedding is next month, like it's going down. So my mom's even excited, you know, because it was like, where'd this man come from? Like, like, this is perfect, he's saying all the right things. So fast forward to a week or so, he invites me over for dinner, and I'm like, okay, cool, like let's do it. And I walk into his apartment, and it's gorgeous. This man decorated the heck out of his apartment. I was impressed just with the decor. And so I walk in, and his kitchen's on one side, and he has like a little mud room on the other side. So I'm like looking around, and I see this little man, and he has never looked sexier to me than that night. Like, he had his little cutoff shorts, his little tank top, and he was in there just cooking his little heart out. And I'm like, oh my God, like, this is a grown man. Like, I've dated men, but I've never dated a grown man. And if you know, there's a difference. So I was like, okay, this is everything. And so he's making dinner. He pulls out the cheese board with the salami and the grapes. He pulls out this bottle of wine that I never even heard of. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm moving in. Like, we are getting married. If you didn't know it, we're all gonna be in our honeymoon next week. So just prepare yourself, sir. So, you know, we talk. He sits down, he serves me my food, he sits down, and he just begins to tell me more about like his childhood growing up. And he's like, yeah, we were really poor. Like, I studied for my SATs out under the street lights because my mom couldn't pay the light bill. And I'm like, oh my God, you poor thing, you got it out the gutter, and you look at you now, like, you are successful, like, oh my God. And you don't have to worry about ever fighting alone, honey, because Adea is here and we're gonna fight through whatever we need to fight through together, because you are the one for me, you know, like, oh my God. And I just felt so bad for him and like his childhood, like, you know, his mom and this and his dad. He just really like told me about his life. And I fell in love with just the fact that he just made it out, you know, like he showed me his apartment. And now I'm planning, like, okay, I'm in the closet, like, okay, my purses are gonna go here, my shoes can go here. I may need a little more space, but there's 3 other bedrooms, so I got 3 other closets. So we're good. So you know how this works. You're together one day, you're together all the time, like after that. So I quickly move into his apartment and life is good. Like, I'm coming home, he has like dinner ready. I'm telling him I had a bad day. He has a glass of wine, like ready, just like at the door with hugs and kisses. We're taking trips, and like life is good. I put a lot of, it's gonna take me forever to blend this. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. So then, you know, fast forward, and then he started going even more in my, then I kind of started just like going home every now and then just to give him space, because I didn't know if it was me or just work was getting crazy. And then he just started telling me like, my mom has cancer and I'm dealing with her. She's constantly calling me like upset, you know, about stuff. So that's what it is. And I'm like, okay, that's like, why didn't you tell me that when we first started dating? You've been telling me everything else about your mom. And so I eventually just started not really going over there at all, because he was just getting really weird. And it was always something with his mom. Like, he would cancel dates, he would cancel trips, because his mom was always like really sick all of a sudden, and she was just really having a hard time. And I don't want to make a fuss. Like, how can I make a fuss? Like, how dare you cancel going here because your mom is sick, like with cancer? Like, I can't do that. So I'm going to be the supportive girlfriend that I am. And I told, you know, whatever. So life goes on. Now it's just his mom is like always sick. And prior to us dating, he had gotten a girl pregnant, and and he's like, she's lying, like I can't even have kids, like this is like, she's telling a lie on me, like this is not true. And you know, he's talking badly about this person, and I'm like, nobody would lie about being pregnant by a person. That's another story. I have a story about that too. But back to Derek Yellow. I'm like, nobody would lie about that, you know? Like, why would she lie? And he's like, well, I can't even have kids. Like, the doctor said I can't have kids. Like, I have a miracle baby. My daughter's a miracle baby. And I was like, so then I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you're not lying. And we go on with life. I kind of, like I said, he's pulling away, and I don't understand it. So, Beyonce has a concert here, and me and my girlfriend, we go, and I had the time of my life, because it's Beyonce, like who wouldn't, right? It's Beyonce, like duh. And so I'm posting pictures of myself looking good and looking happy, and he gets upset. He's like, you know my mom is in the hospital dying, like how dare you post these pictures, and like when I'm going through it. So that's not my mama. Like, I don't know that lady. Like, she could sit right next to me and I'd be like, hello ma'am, who are you? Oh, hi Bertha, you know, I don't know. And I was like, well, I apologize, like do you want me to come over and comfort you? No, he doesn't. So I'm like, okay, cool. So things started not adding up. When I first met him, he told me he was like a Kappa. Mind you, I'm at his house all the time now, so I see nothing of Kappa shit in his house, nothing. And I'm like, okay, that's odd. You know, people that pledge, they got the pen, they got the pencil, they got the button, they got the bumper sticker, they got the jacket, the cane, the hat, you know, the drawers, they got it all. And I'm like, sir, I don't see any of these things in your home. But those are like so small that I'm like, I'm not gonna call you out on it. But these are just like lies after lies. And then he was like, oh, I have an Aston Martin. I've never seen Aston Martin key. I have never seen Aston Martin key. I'm asking people, have you seen the Aston Martin? I'm living there and I have never seen this Aston Martin. Has anyone seen this Aston Martin? No. So I'm asking him like, babe, why don't you ever take it out? Oh, it's so flashy. Like, I don't want anyone to see me in it. I was like, well, where is it parked? Oh, downstairs in my garage. Well, let's go down there and see it. Oh no, I'm working right now. Let's do it later. Okay, whatever. So this is just, nothing's adding up. So we just end up breaking up, right? And it comes, so everything comes out. That was his baby. It looks just like him. So I'm like, what an ass. Like, how do you lie about that? Like, I thought you couldn't get a girl pregnant. Months later, guess who's in my DMs? And guess who was just as happy as can be? Me. I was like, hello, sir. Like, where have you been, daddy? Like, you're back? I'm back. Let's play. Let's do it. But nothing's ever the same when you go back. Like, I wasn't the same mentally. Like, I was definitely like watching him like, sir, like, you're a liar, you're a fraud. Like, his business was in the paper, as like from scamming people out of stuff. Like, he changed his front desk name to his like business name. I'm like, who's looking for you? Like, what are you doing? So I'm talking to the person that introduced us, and he's like, hey, I know a girl that knows him. And her friend dated him years ago, and she was talking about how he was always like going MIA because his mom was sick. And I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, dang, his mom has been sick for a long time. Like, and I know people can be sick for a long time, but the way he was making it seem was like his mom was like on her deathbed. So then when we got back together, I asked him, I was like, how was you, like, and then he told me, the friend told me, but his mom died years ago as well. So where is he going? You know, what is he doing when he's talking about his mom is being sick? Like, his mom is sick. This man was crying to me, y'all. He was like tears that his mom was sick. The lady was already gone. She was not walking with us on this earth. She had already passed. But his way out of getting out of things was to say his mother was sick. Who does that? So I asked him, I said, when I got back with him, I said, how's your mom? And he's like, oh, she recently passed. Recently, huh? I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't really even know if the lady is dead. I don't. She could be walking among us to this day. I could run into her at Chick-fil-A, like, hey, Bertha, like, have you seen Derek Yellow? You need to contact your son. He's crazy. Like, I don't know. This lady could still be alive, you guys. So we're getting back together. Stuff still feels wrong. I said to myself, while I'm here, I'm gonna get him to buy a whole bunch of stuff for me. So then I became the scam artist. And maybe this is my situation. This is my karma. But I became the scam artist in this situation. I made this man buy $20,000 worth of merchandise from me. And so he pays half. And that's normal. He gets his stuff. By then, we stopped talking. And so but before then, I give him his stuff. And he's supposed to give me a check for the rest of the money. But we had stopped talking. And it's because I wasn't there for him in his time of need. I didn't make myself available for when he wanted to cry out on my chest about fake drama that he didn't have. But I think it's just the weight of him being a fraud and frauding people out of all of this money in his businesses was weighed on him, and he needed someone like myself to be the person to comfort him. And I'm not really good at comforting. I can do like a whole like woo woo, you're gonna be all right, but like that's really all I got. I don't have a lot. I don't have a like, you're gonna get through this, baby. Like, that's just not my personality. And that's what he was looking for. And he would say that all the time, like, most women would do this and do that. Okay, well then go find her, sir. Go find her, because I just need my money. That you owe me $15,000. So not 15. You owe me $10,000. I need that. Run me my check. Run me my check, sir, before I get fired, because they're asking me about their money. So I just like, I didn't want to stop talking to him until I got my money, but it didn't work out that way. So months have passed. I hear nothing from him, nothing. and my job is like, hey, you gave this man these clothes and he owes us money. You need to get in contact with him like ASAP. And I'm like, I'm calling, I'm texting, I'm emailing, I sent a pigeon. I'm sending like smoke signals. Pay me here now before I get fired. Pay me my money. Nothing. One day, months later, there's a check that arrives to the store and it's from him. And he's like, oh yeah, Derek Yellow called and he said his daughter has been in the hospital and that's why he hasn't been able to pay us. Sir, why are you killing your family off like this? Stop killing your family off. Like, that's not cool, right? So he makes up this sob story. His daughter's in the hospital. She was really, really sick. And by the grace of God, she's made it out. And he apologizes and blah, blah, blah. So cool, we get the money. And you know, I started talking to some of his girlfriends, like friends that he had, and we just started like comparing stories. Like one time he called me like, I need you to go to my house ASAP and find my passport and send me a picture of my passport because I lost my wallet at my daughter's school. But he told her he lost his wallet while he was running, and he didn't get his ATM card in, so he couldn't pay his light bill, which was like $89. And so she's like, you ain't got $89 to pay your light bill? So she like gave it to him, and he like, and she asked for it back as she should, and he like made a fuss like, you don't have $98 or $89, blah blah blah, like you're broke like that. And it's like, no sir, no sir, no sir, it's you're broke like that. You're broke like that, because if you had money you would give it back to me, and he never gave it back to her. And that's why you just don't give people money. Like, I'm sorry, unless like that's like your man. And even then, I don't even know, even then. So we break up. I'm getting, now randomly I get this article sent to my phone, and he has been like, she's being sued for $5 million. And they call him, I can't even say the name because y'all gonna go look it up, but like they call him like this thing in this news article, and people are like coming out of the woodworth. Is it the woodworth? The woodworks? They coming out, whatever it is, they coming out and they want their money back. And I'm reading this article like, oh my God, he files for bankruptcy. This man had like every watch you can think of, every like, he had it all. At one point he told me that he had bought a Bentley. He called me from the dealership and he had customized it, and it was like made just for him. And so he's calling me like, it's in babe, like I'm about to come pick you up, like let's go for a run. The Bentley never showed up, y'all. I'm like, well, whose Bentley was that, sir? Where did the Bentley go and where did it come from? So I asked him, I was like, what happened to the Bentley that you talked to me about for months, showing me pictures? Sir, were you showing me John Smith's Bentley and claiming it was yours? Like, you know, and I asked him, he's like, you know, it just wasn't a smart financial decision. Like, how do you live your life as a scam artist? Like, I feel like you're constantly on the run, right? Like you're constantly making up this life that's not yours. And he would like wake up in the middle of the night, like drenched in sweat. And it's like, yeah, you're sweating because your demons is trying to get out. Like, duh, like, it makes sense. Release the demons and you may be all right. Experience. And I feel so stupid because I was walking around telling people that I was gonna marry this man, and he was a scam artist. I mean, we were, and it was really just like a whirlwind of like an up and down, and people were looking at me like I was the psycho, and technically I was. Like I was bragging on this person being so incredibly smart, but I feel like he was really smart. Like, you have to be smart. You have to be a smart person to be a scam artist. I feel like men, I mean, and women too, like I feel like we all have this idea of what our partner should be. And right now we live in a society where everyone has options. There's so many options. I think men have way more options than women. So now a man feels like, you need to prove your value to me. Who? Me? No. I'm not perfect. I come with a whole bunch of craziness, but I feel like my person will see me for me and be like, that's her. I ain't gotta prove nothing. They're gonna meet me where I'm at, and I'm gonna meet them where they're at. But I'm not about to sit here and try to win up anybody. Like, this chick made you tacos on Wednesday, so now I'm making you lasagna on Friday. It ain't lasagna Friday around here. If you just ate tacos at Rebecca's house, sorry, it ain't. Tell Rebecca I said what up. And next time send me some tacos this way. But I'm not about to, like, I'm not fighting for my place in anybody's life. And men, a lot of men, feel like you should. And I think that's just crazy, like, because they're not, like, you know, like, men will give you so much. They will put up with a little bit until they're like, yeah, no. They're gonna find what's easy. And I feel like as women, we've made it so easy for them to do that. I don't care. And so this man was just telling me, like, how I need to, like, change my mindset on how I treat men, and a man is the prize. I told him I ain't met one man, not one, that I was like, that man right there, that's him. That's a prize. Not one. The tan lines on that thing, love it. So yeah, my pin curls look really good. And I'm a good, like, I love a good curl. Like, I am a curl person. I normally would comb it out, but I think I'm just gonna leave it because I'm sure by the end of the night, with this humidity up here in Dallas, they're going to fall. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please make sure you like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Mwah.